But let's shift focus to the commodity space. Manisha focuses on gold. Manisha.
Well, thank you so much for that. What is another commodity or an asset class which made record highs 52 times in 2025? Well, that was gold. Sparkle shone throughout the year, and we've seen the best year since 1979 and the best year in the last 5 years as well, as you can see. So 65% of gains is what we've done. An all-time high for gold has been $45, $50 an ounce. We closed 2025 around $43.20 or thereabouts. Profit taking came in, and this is after CME hiked margins by nearly 9% in case of gold. The kind of volatility that we started to see in case of many of these precious metals and commodities in the last or the second half of December really got CME to do that. So 9% of margin is what we have starting today in case of gold. Silver starts a margin of 30% starting today, while platinum and palladium have margins of 22 to 25% starting today if you were to trade on COMEX in CME there. So that is what has led to markets slightly jittery, and that went into profit taking as well. This is what we've done in sense of gold prices in the Indian markets then. Last year, the closing came at around 76,000. This year, we've seen an all-time high of 1,40,000. Currently, the gold prices are trading at around 1,34,000, 35,000 thereabout. So some profit taking is what we've seen from the peaks in case of gold for the Indian markets as well. Interestingly, what is gold looking like in 2026? Well, most of the banks and brokerages believe that the central bank buying will continue. The US Fed will cut interest rates. The global debt is an issue. And so is the case with the geopolitical tensions, and that would be supportive for gold. We've already done $45, $50 an ounce, and 5,000 really seems to be a synonymous number coming in from various global banks and brokerages. So UBS, Bank of America, and then you have HSBC as well, talking about $5,000 an ounce. And it doesn't end there clearly. Societe Generale, Metal Focus, Ed also have spoken about $5,000 an ounce of a possibility for the gold prices in 2026. JP Morgan talks about 5,055, possibility of a 6,000 as well, but talks about a correction on the lower side in case of gold, because we haven't seen a correction in gold in all of 2025. Goldman Sachs talks about 4,900 on the higher side. Citi talks about a big range going forward. 5,000 they say is a possibility, but a correction in case of gold prices can also bring it to a support of 3,800 on the lower side. Well, on the not so bullish side is Standard Chartered talking about 4,750, but that would be an all-time high as well. Deutsche Bank talks about 4,000 of an average in the next year, while you have CPM Group talking about 4,500 of an average in 2026 therein. Brokerages in the Indian markets then are looking at those calculations, because remember, we import all of the gold that we use. 800 tons on an annual basis is what India imports. For the Indian markets, we are trading at 1,35,000. The belief from brokerages in India is that you could be looking at a correction almost up to 1,15,000, but 1,75,000 of an all-time high is something that you have Kotak, Nirmal Bang, even for that matter, Anand Rathi talking about. So that is the range that the gold prices could be trading in this year, 2026.
All right, Manisha, thanks very much for that. So, some look back at the past, but more importantly, a look into what forecasts are looking like across for commodities into 2026. Manisha, thanks very much for that. We take